We're back. We changed seats. Hello. It still looks like it's shining on your head, though.
Not as much as last week. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Glad to have you here. We are still in Thailand, so excited to be talking to you. I see there is a lot of people in the chat already talking it up, so we're going to have to read through these, which is great.
You guys started before us.
Started without us, which is amazing. But we like to see that. Hello, Ted and Robert. I think we got the Traveling Hatter, Dragon Mom. Hey, it's KNN. Awesome. Let's see. Kevin, welcome. 6940K Tech. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome, everybody.
Glad to have you all. I hope you're out of your cold weather. We are out of the cold weather here again. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Monica's in the chat, too. Welcome. Yeah, you guys have been chatting for a while.
You guys have really been chatting for a while. That is hilarious.
Hey from Georgia.
Hey.
Solar Retirement with Lydia.
We saw it was quite chilly there. Rob's parents still live in the area, and they sent us pictures of the snow on their back porch.
Dragon Mom wants to know if the pizza... So we went and got pizza the other day, and we made a members-only video. Dragon Mom 100 is a member. You can denote that by the green username and the little star next to that. But she's wanting to know if that was in Pattaya. It was not in Pattaya. That mall was where we are now. We've switched. We moved.
That's
we
right.
were supposed to be there, but we called an audible and we canceled that one and came here like 3 days notice.
Exactly.
So it's not in Pattaya.
You just never know. That's the nice thing about, like we always tell people, when you book stuff with points, you can always change your mind and just move around with no cancellation fees or anything like that. So we've turned into like real nomads, because now we're just like, we get the itch. We're like, no, let's just move. Let's move to someplace else next week.
Hey, brown-eyed girl, welcome. Of course it's cold for you. Winnipeg. Hey, Jeff. Good to have you here. How are you doing? Is it warm where you are, Jeff? I'm assuming it's pretty warm.
I think it's warm.
Maybe not as warm as here, but pretty warm. Maybe warmer. I don't know. Tell us how warm you are. Not cold. Yeah. Jeff is not cold. Deborah's in Kuwait.
Oh, yes, Kuwait.
Welcome. Yeah, so we wanted to tell you, hey, Margaret, rainy LA. It's raining in LA. Interesting. Our daughter lives in LA, and
she hasn't mentioned it yet.
She hasn't mentioned it, but she maybe doesn't know it yet.
Maybe it's early, and I don't think she's working today, so she's probably still in bed and doesn't know.
Hey, Gary, welcome. Welcome.
Ooh, Deborah, I'm glad you enjoyed that Boys to Men concert. They were so great when I saw them. That's awesome. They are fabulous. I mean, for, the age, you're just like, wow, that's really amazing. They were great. Such great performance.
Yeah. So if you do have questions, you can leave them in the chat. There's already a couple good ones in there. I do see your question, Ronan Trini. We will get to that one in just a minute. Hey, Travel Artistry by VR. Welcome. Happy Sunday from Maryland. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll have to check you out when we go to DC. Are you near DC? I guess Maryland's not that big. You'd have to be sort of near DC.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So we were... Hey, Rita. Welcome.
Oh, wow.
Ice and snow in...
KC. Wow.
Wow. I didn't know you were from KC. We have to stop and say hi when we're on the train that goes to KC. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Allie. Ooh, there's another Allie, and she's a member from Washington.
Hey, David. Good to have you here. 30 minutes from DC. So hey from Atlanta, we went to dinner tonight. Quick story. We have been making a lot of members only videos, and this is the kind of stuff we're making them on, just because we find it fun to do. But I won't make you guess where we went to dinner tonight, but it was in the same mall that the Pizza Hut was in. And there's like a lot of stuff here that we don't have anymore back home. So we went to Sizzler for dinner, right? How did we arrive at that decision?
Well, the thing is that if you've followed our channel before, I think I've talked about this before, but when we were raising kids, they thought eating breakfast for dinner was the coolest thing ever. So we made it a family tradition. And every Sunday night for dinner, we had breakfast. And we always, it was always something really fun. And we always did things like special kind of French toast. Like we used to do Captain Crunch French toast. That was a family favorite. We haven't done that in a long time.
No.
So anyways, Rob really wanted to have breakfast for dinner today. And the only place that was serving breakfast for dinner all day is Sizzler. So that's how come we ended up at Sizzler.
Yeah.
Although I got there and then I decided the salmon looked so good, I ended up getting the salmon. I know that's not shocking.
Yeah, so we did eat. So, hey, H3 Dreams, welcome. Thanks for becoming a member.
Welcome.
I think that's Heather from the community. Let me know if I'm right about that. Hey, Alexa's in the chat, too. Breakfast.
Yes, Alexa, big fan. I see she's got her eggs and her pancakes and her French toast. Do you remember the Captain Crunch French toast, Alexa?
Yeah,
I'm
Alexa
sure she does.
and I used to make the breakfast for us a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
Hey Brenda from
That was your
Downside
specialty.
Yeah, they do have IHOP in Thailand, but not in this mall. But a funny thing happened. So it is so cheap here. Like, it was a Sizzler. I got the breakfast. They have the full 80s style salad bar still, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very amazing. But this kind of thing happens to us all the time because we were ordering our drinks and Allie wanted some tea and she ordered what she thought was a glass of tea. 99 baht, which is about $3. And I thought, that's a little expensive for Thailand for tea.
But it was like a special tea because it was jasmine tea, but it was infused with like mint and a bunch of fruit. So I thought, oh, that sounds really good. It looked really good in the picture. But
yeah, so we ordered the tea. She thought she was getting a glass. They ended up bringing out an entire pitcher, like big pitcher, the whole presentation. They're actually taking pictures of the pitcher because I don't think they sell this very often,
Yeah.
but that happened so often. It was like, you go by the price, $3. That's not going to be a lot, but it was this huge thing of tea. You just can't go by the price.
yeah,
So.
I literally, when she came out, I was like, why is she bringing that big pitcher over here? Is that what I ordered? I thought it was only $3. Why would it be a whole pitcher? Anyways,
Yeah, but we had a
fun story from
we
dinner.
had a good time at.
Alexa says 100 out of 10. She does remember the Captain Crunch French toast.
Ooh, that was good. So yeah, we've only got a couple more days here and then we're moving on. But we have really enjoyed it. They did upgrade us to a suite. And we're gonna have a video coming out about that very soon.
About how that happened.
How that happened. Because it wasn't the normal way. We're at an IHG. Yeah, Vivian, what's interesting is the Sizzler here they're famous for cheese toast. Is that the same in the US? Because they make cheesy toast.
Yeah, I think in the U.S. it was just
Texas
like
toast.
regular Texas toast, like buttered and on the griddle, with that nice little crisp. Here they make it cheesy, so they put the cheese down on the buttered toast and then put it on there. It's really quite tasty.
Yeah, it was really good. So if you want, I'm going to do a couple more things. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. I wanted to play a little game with you this morning. Where did I put my stuff? Okay, so we went to there's a store here in the mall, and we got some snacks. I'm going to tell you what we got, and we're going to have you guess how much it cost in US dollars. So this is 2 snacks. We have Toro popcorn, it's a bag of popcorn, caramel popcorn, and Lay's potato chips original. That doesn't look like Lay's, but it is. So we'll tell you in a few minutes how much it costs for both snacks at the grocery store. If you want to put a guess in the chat, feel free. to do that, and then we will let you know who was closest.
Jeff Melton says, anytime I hear Sizzler, it makes me think of White Men Can't Jump. That is a throwback, Jeff.
That is going way back.
Hello, Retired Life Mexico. Scripty Monica is here. Everybody's coming in. Hello.
Yeah. We didn't ever eat at Sizzler when I was a kid. We ate at Ponderosa. Did you guys eat at Sizzler?
No, we didn't eat out very much, unfortunately.
We went to Ponderosa. So. All right, some good guesses coming in. Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. That's good. That's some good guesses. Everybody knows we're in Thailand, so nobody has guessed over too far over yet. The lowest guess looks like it's 23 cents.
Whoa.
Brown Eyed Girl Ponderosa. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I think like the Midwest shared a lot of things with Canada. So.
You're right, Vivian. In how I grew up, Sizzler was fancy. So that did equal fancy in my world growing up.
It felt kind of fancy tonight. 20 cents is a new low guess. Okay, so these cost, the two of them, 41 cents. So that's pretty good.
Combined,
total. Yeah. And that just kind of gives you an idea. It's so cheap. Everything is so cheap that it's hard to explain how cheap it is.
All right, let's see if we can get some of the questions. Are you going to make it back?
Yeah, I'm going to try to go back into the questions.
Go backwards. Let's see.
We're going to get, Clinton says he's on the Resilient Lady.
Ooh,
right now.
10-night Caribbean.
Wow. And it's our fault.
I love it.
I'll take responsibility for that.
I'm not even going to say sorry because that's going to be really fun for you.
Kevin wants to know if you've tried Kopi Luwak coffee.
Yes, I have. Remember, it's the poop coffee and bone.
Oh, I did not try that. No.
Rob was like, I don't even want to sit next to you. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure that he kissed me for at least like a whole day until I brushed my teeth several times, which it didn't taste like poop, you guys. It wasn't that crazy.
If you don't know what it is, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, there was a question here about SAFETYWING. I think.
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Ronan was asking, what do you think of SAFETYWING complete with U.S. as a one and done global healthcare solution versus Cigna? Well, it depends on where you're from. I don't know where you're from, Ronan, but there are some implications of that. But we think it's great. There's a lot of great things about SAFETYWING, insurance. We actually just switched to it ourselves, so we're probably
Ronan says from the U.S.
Okay, we're probably gonna have a video on that. The thing you need to know if you're from the U.S. is that your limited coverage. Your limited coverage there, unless you buy the extra U.S. package, which we did not do because we're not going to be there that often. But I'll just call out a couple really good things that we liked about it. The first was that there's no deductible, and if you know like anything about our healthcare for the last few years, we did all this stuff. She had surgery in Malaysia. It was $4,000. Never met our deductible. All the stuff with your hand, the dentistry work.
Nothing.
Like it would take a lot to meet a deductible here.
Yeah.
And so with SAFETYWING, there is no deductible. It's just from the get go. And so we really, really did like that. So that's one of the big things that we liked about it. And I think that the other thing is that it's designed for nomads, and some of the other ones, like the ones that you mentioned there, are really more for people who are not moving around, and that's what they're designed for. So that's kind of our elevator pitch, but we'll talk about more about that in the coming weeks, I think. Brenda says candy bars are $1.25 in northern Kentucky.
$1.25. I haven't bought a candy bar in the U.S. in ages. I actually, I really like Snickers, And really, the only time I would buy it would be like around Halloween. I would buy the little bag, the bags of like the fun size or whatever. No, minis, because they were like this big. I would buy those because I can't really eat a whole candy bar. It just seems like too much at once. So I usually buy the fun size. So I haven't bought a whole actual candy bar. $1.25 seems kind of hefty.
Let's see. Robert wants to know, do you pay for things using your phones?
We do in some places. You know where we use it the most? We did that a lot. I'm trying to think where we were. I think it was Japan, wasn't it? Am I making that up? I feel like it was Japan.
Yeah,
the Apple
Metro.
Pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used it there for the Metro. Actually, I do it some on the MRT in Bangkok, but we haven't been riding it that much. We've been riding mostly the BTS, so I have the BTS card for that. But the MRT, you can use your card, but it's still a lot of cash society here in Asia. So even in cities, when you think like cities of like Tokyo, it's still pretty cash society.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like a few people are joining us in Da Nang. That's awesome.
Hopefully you guys don't forget to join the GroupMe chat that we have. All the information for that is in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart course community.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure you check that out, because we have a conversation there for all the people who are going on the trip, so you can kind of get to know each other and chat it up.
Yeah. Okay, Deborah has a good question about SAFETYWING. I actually called them about the cruise. She says, if you get SAFETYWING, do we need to buy travel insurance for our NCL cruise in April? That's a great question. I had the same question. So I called them and asked them. And they were pretty much, yes, you do. Because you might be covered, but it's like you have to get like pre-approval that you're going to be in normal shipping lanes. And what that is, I don't know. You would have to know that you're not going out of certain areas, and then evacuation would not be covered even if you weren't leaving those areas. So you're not really covered on a cruise very well. That's one bad thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would need to get something else if you want to be covered for that.
Yeah, it looked like several.
Oh yeah,
had
Monica had the
did
same
too.
question. Yeah, so yeah.
I just noticed that. I was like, "Ooh, we got several of them."
Yeah, so we're thinking about that, and we think we're just going to end up doing whatever the cruise ship offers for that. So let's see. Oh, people meeting up in San Diego. I like that. We would join you, but we are not going to be there. Ted wants the video on Chase points. That's a good idea. Yeah, basically right now we've been transferring them to Hyatt like crazy.
Yeah.
But you can pool your Chase and Hyatt points into one account, which we have done. We had about 500,000 Hyatt points. And
we had to do a lot of switcheroo, but we pulled it off and didn't have to pay any extra fees or anything for doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Do you run into issues using Amex Platinum from your phone? We don't use our Amex Platinum very often.
Yeah, we don't use it as much. That's one of the cards that we have more for the perks that come with it, rather than because we get a lot of points out of it. We do get a lot of amazing, like we get our money's worth out of the annual fee from the perks that we get from that card.
Yeah. Well, Clinton's got a good point. Something about cruise insurance from the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I've never looked into that, Clinton. That's a good thought, because we have that.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it.
So you're saying can you buy it through them, or does it come included with the card? That's interesting. We'll have to look into that. Maybe you know. Yeah. We did not add the electronics or the sports because we're not going to be playing too many sports.
Nothing too outside of the normal.
That's to the SAFETYWING coverage, yeah. There is a link in the description to SAFETYWING if you want to go check it out. They've totally revamped it, and when we checked it out 6 months ago, it did not meet our needs. But now we had a couple calls with them, and now it does meet our needs a lot better than it would have used to. So we have switched.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. It's amazing because you don't expect insurance companies to actually listen.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, this one did. I was like, I couldn't even believe it as she was answering our questions. We were like, okay, that's better. That's better. It's good. It's amazing that they did that. I was really surprised.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Michael's in KL, went to Pavilion Mall. Had Garrett's popcorn there. I used to walk through there every night. Never got the Garrett's though. Let's see, what did we eat there in KL all the time?
Well, there was that food court where they had all those different things. There was that chicken place. What's it called? Like Four Fingers or something like that? Is that right?
Yeah, Four Fingers
It's like a
chicken.
chain fast food, and it's like not really like KFC, but along those lines. But that was pretty good too. But we ate at the little food court. They had a lot of like local food in the food court area too.
Yeah, exactly. So, I forgot to talk about, we did settle on some things for the cruise coming up. So we did post a group cruise in the Grounded Life Retirement Travel Jumpstart community this morning. So if you're in that community, go check it out. We put the details of the cruise. It is going to be Iceland and Norway, summer of 2026. It's going to be amazing because if you've never been to Iceland or Norway, they are must visits. They're probably the two prettiest countries we've ever been to. So that's why we're going back, because when we went the first time, we never got to see the fjords. And this cruise is going to go through the fjords, all of that. So all the details on that are in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart community. It is initially for people of that community because we don't want to have a ton of people. One thing we wanted to say was like the reason we love those trips is because if we keep the numbers to more like 20, 30, 40 people, we get to spend one-on-one time with every single person there. And so that's what we're most excited about. And it's going to be just awesome. So I know some of you have already filled out the form on there that are in here. I can see. We did get them. And after this, we're going to bed. But tomorrow, we'll start working on that with you. So that just wanted you to know that is out there. Allie is asking Allie if Allie, are there any plans for the total eclipse over Europe? We don't know yet. Yeah. We're going to be there, probably.
Possible.
Yeah.
We haven't made our full plan yet that far. We have planned this year, which is what we're going to talk about here in a minute. But that is for the 2026, which will be either before or after the cruise. We'll see.
Yeah. Brown Eyed Girl, SAFETYWING would be great for Canadians. It's actually, there's no restrictions at all on Canadians. So perfect for Canadians. If you are looking for coverage, let's say you're going to Europe for a month, just get that for a month. And a lot of things that we really like about it, like as a nomad, one of the things that really appealed to us was that there is repatriation, not only for you, but like if any of your parents or immediate family members pass away, they will bring you back. And, that's just something that's been on our minds. We want to be able to take care of that. So there's a lot of little features in there like that are great and kind of beat out other coverages because they've combined really medical and travel insurance into one. So that's kind of important. But good, really good for Canadians. Deborah's Canadian. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Wait, she's made up an acronym for Brown Eyed Girl, I think. BEYG is what Brown Eyed Girl will now go by.
That is hilarious. BEYG. I love it, Deborah. You gotta love Canadians.
Let's see. Heather of HJ Dreams wants to know, did you buy any t-shirts at Tokyo Disney? I'm worried they won't have any my size. I want to pack less and buy there if possible. Tokyo Disney t-shirts.
Tokyo Disney. They have a little bit more selection at Tokyo Disney. You do have a Nintendo shirt on, but we didn't get that at Universal.
I don't think you'll have a problem because I buy a lot of shirts in Tokyo.
Yeah, you should be fine to get something there. And honestly,
but you do have to make sure that it fits because like they will have extra large, but sometimes their extra large is the same as our large.
Is more like a large. Yeah, that happens here in Thailand too. A lot of times I have to go up one size because it doesn't fit the same. Sometimes, you know what's funny is this works out for me though because I'm only 5'4", so I guess I'm a little bit taller than the average Thai woman. And they have a Lululemon here. And last year I bought some pants there, and I bought the Asia fit, which was more, not quite a petite, type for length, but if they fit perfectly though when I got the Asia fit. So I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah. In Bangkok, I usually have to go up 2 sizes. Like extra large is like a medium sometimes. Unless
it's a little humbling.
Unless it's like, oh.
You're like, wow, what happened?
That is, yeah.
But then you go home and you just wear your regular size and you're like, oh, okay, it's not a problem.
Yeah, unless you go to the discount store where they've brought in the clothes from America, then it's all good. Yeah, you got to try things on. Reggie is saying the same thing.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't just grab the size you think is yours. Try it on, and you should be fine. You should find something.
Ted wants to know, do you ever survey the long-term economics of where you stay? I mean, what is the long-term outlook for expats for, say, Thailand? Do you mean, like, for us, like, could we live here long-term? Is that what you mean? Give me a little clarification on that. Or do you mean, like, how it's going to happen for everybody long-term? Yes, welcome to Gold, Bonnie. Bonnie is a member of the channel now. So, yeah, if you're a member of the channel, there's members-only videos. There's going to be a lot more of those because we really are having fun making them. And the fun thing about it is we can do videos like when you make a regular YouTube video, you're like, well, I don't know if people want to see this or not. For a members-only video, it doesn't matter. You can make whatever you want because it won't be affected by the algorithm. Only a few hundred people can see it anyway, so
yeah.
We make more fun things.
Yeah, and we can make videos on things like, us going out to dinner or just, travel days or behind the scenes look at how we move into a place, different things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I did want to mention too, there's 3 members in here, Monica, Jeff, and Robert. They have the orange star. So those are the longest tenured members of the channel. And Jeff is actually the very first member. So Jeff, if you ever make a membership on your channel, but you can tell us what it is here if you want. I want to know because I want to be the first member. Because I really appreciated that. I remember when we started the membership thing and I was like, this channel was really small and I was like, I don't know, should we even do this? And then you know how encouraging it is when that first person signs up? And it was Jeff, and he signed up, and I was like, oh, maybe this is good. Maybe this channel will be good. And you just don't know. And one person being a member can really change your outlook on your whole channel, really.
So thank you, Jeff.
So thank you, Jeff. Because I think Jeff was the only member for like a whole month. And I'm really glad he didn't quit. Because if he had quit and then it went from 1 to 0 after a month, we might have just scrapped the whole thing. So thank you, Jeff. It's funny.
Yeah, I heard, Michael, about the situation in Bangkok. Our friends there, we were just saying, I bet the trains are so full with them being free right now to try to keep people, out of the cars. I bet they're just packed. So that's going to be a struggle here for the next probably couple of weeks maybe. And then things will start to clear up hopefully soon.
Well, thanks, Jeff. If you do start it, let us know. Okay, so Ted wants to know like about inflation.
Okay.
So yeah, we've seen very little inflation in these countries. So I think long term it's fine. It's definitely less inflation than we would experience at home. In fact, some of the things have gone up. You'll see massages, they've gone up from like 200 to 250 in some places, but not everywhere. The boat actually went from 8 to 10 baht, was it?
It was 5. It was 5 baht, and then it went up to 8.
5, and then it went to 8. So
still cheap, but
that's like, yeah, that's not very much.
Yeah.
Like 20 cents maybe.
It hasn't made a huge difference just yet.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, Ted, right now, this may change in the future, but any inflation that we're experiencing right now in other countries is completely offset by the strong U.S. dollar. So the U.S. dollar is so strong right now that it doesn't even matter. Inflation doesn't matter. I'll give you an example. So I was looking, after we booked this cruise, I was looking at lenses for my camera. And, okay, now don't freak out about the prices of these lenses.
Hope you're seated.
Hope you're seated. But so one of the lenses I was looking at is, in the U.S., it would be $3,499 plus tax. So figure $3,800 for this lens. And then because of the exchange rate of the yen to the dollar right now, if I were to buy that lens in Japan today, it would be $2,900 out the door. So $1,000 less because of the exchange rate. So whatever inflation they see in Japan has been completely offset by the dollar. Now that won't be like that for forever, maybe.
No.
So let's see. Yeah, just says the next star changed at the 2-year mark. I don't know if we can go in and change that. I think we might be able to. We might be able to go change that.
I don't know.
And if we can, we will. Because, yeah, I think we can add more stars. And I also want to change the color of the next one because it's red. But it looks a lot like the orange. So we're going to go look into that.
I'm laughing because I just read Reggie the commenter's comment. Dad joke.
That's a good one. That is a good one. We did have a meetup in New York City. We met Robert in New York City at the meetup in New York City.
That's right.
We were there with our son. When was it? Robert, do you remember when that was? I don't remember. It was last fall.
October. Early October, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we did have a meetup in New York City. Yes, we have checked out IHG hotels in Rayong. They're pretty good. Recommend the Holiday Inn and Suites, probably. There's not much difference between that one and the Holiday Inn Express for price, so
you might as well go with the bigger one.
The big one. Yeah, Robert says we met in October.
Okay, yeah.
So I did prepare the actual topic.
This happens every time we start chatting and then we lose track of what we were actually supposed to talk about.
But if you guys have questions, you can run them in there. I was trying to remember what is the topic today. So it's what we've got booked for 2025. So we're going to give you a quick rundown of where we've booked and why. So we're definitely going to Japan. We are doing Tokyo, Osaka, and a new one for us, we're doing
Sapporo.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to go to Sapporo we're trying to go to all of the islands, and we've covered quite a lot of Kyushu, but last time we went to Fukuoka. So this time around it'll be nice to check out the north too, so that I'm looking forward to that a lot. I know you are too, though, because it's going to be during baseball season. So
Yeah.
we get to check out another baseball team. We're trying to get to all of the stadiums. We're doing pretty good. We're almost to the halfway point.
Yep. So we extended our stay in Sapporo actually because we found a Marriott there. There was really cheap points. There's a real cheap. I think it's either a Fairfield or a Courtyard. It looks pretty good. It's pretty cheap on points, and it's brand new.
The Marriott is a Courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Japan, we kind of base our hotel choice on how new the hotel is, because we found that it makes a pretty big difference. That's mostly only in Japan because 5-10 years ago, they allowed smoking in all the hotels in Japan. And so if you're in an older hotel, even if it's non-smoking now, it may not actually smell like that. So if that's important to you, we always look for a new hotel. And this Marriott is brand new. And then in Osaka, I think maybe the best deal going, the Caption by Hyatt, Osaka Namba. That's the one we have booked there. So
yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. Oh, there's this amazing hotel at the Sapporo baseball stadium where the hotel is in the stadium and there is a couple of suites where you can, like your balcony, you're in the crowd of your hotel room. You're in the crowd.
You got to look it up. It's crazy.
It's called Tower 11, I think, Sapporo Hotel. And like from your hotel room, you can walk down into the stadium. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild. I'm pretty sure it's called Tower 11 Hotel Sapporo.
But there's only like 8 rooms or something.
Yeah.
It's very few rooms. And apparently whenever they open them up for booking, they're booked in like 2 seconds. So that's why we're not staying there, unfortunately. Or we would be staying there. You better believe it.
I don't know, though, because I don't know if they just haven't opened them or if they booked out the whole season.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely not available for the whole season right now, but they might just be blocking them off until later on. So yeah, we need to do a meetup in Japan. That is good. We need to give a lot of notice for that though, because you have to get your hotel in Japan very early. So we got ours like a year out for Tokyo this year.
Brown-eyed girl, yes, baseball in Japan is the same. I do have some videos from some of our experiences on Travel Asia with Allie. Some of the games that we went to, I did videos on them. It's the same. The rules are the same as in the U.S.
Yeah.
But the crowd and the experience is like next level.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It is amazing. And I mean, we're big baseball fans anyways, so it's really fun. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so Japan, we're going to Japan. We're also going to Cambodia. That's going to be a new country.
Yep, we try to fit in something new, at least 1 or 2 new experiences. And this one, we've been trying to go to Cambodia for a while, and it hasn't worked out on our schedule for what we want to do. Excuse me, this time around, it finally worked out. So we're excited. We got all kinds of stuff booked up there, and we're staying in a couple of, different cities. So it's going to be really good, I think.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that one because I think it's going to be really interesting and like emotional and stuff. I think it's going to be really good. For me, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be good. It's a little, it's going to be a little, because we're probably going to go to the sites of the former regime, and it'll be emotional, I'm sure. Yeah. But that's what you go see when you're there.
That's why you travel, though, so you can experience those types of things and hear firsthand accounts and things like that. Do you want to finish the list?
Yeah, let me finish.
I forget what was on it.
I forget what's on here too. Let's see. Of course, we're going to Vietnam. We are doing the meetup in Da Nang. There are right now. I think I counted them up this week. There's 33 people coming, maybe 35 with us to that meetup. That's for the Retirement Travel Jumpstart community. And we're also doing Ha Long Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying a new thing, Wyndham Kamran. We're going to be getting a 3-bedroom beachfront house for some reason with our points. And we're going to let you know how that turns out.
We're just going to rotate bedrooms, or how's that going to work?
I don't know. But it's going to have its own pool. We're trying out a whole bunch of different places in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then of course we will hit Bangkok up again.
Of course.
Because that's important. We don't know what we're doing for the end of the year.
We can't seem to settle on something.
No. The last thing we have booked is the Bali girls trip,
Mm-hmm.
which is in November in Bali. It's a girls trip, yeah. So
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm not on that trip, but
that is the last thing I have planned.
Hey, Monica. Scripty Monica's here.
Yes, hello.
Welcome. Welcome. Ted's got a baseball story here. Went to the game in August and I started playing Who Let the Dogs Out. So the Japanese near them loved.
Yeah, they're so fun at the games. They just like, if they know that you're going for their team, they get so excited. Like we bought some, when we went to go see the Yomiuri Giants at the Tokyo Dome, we went to the store beforehand, and actually that Tokyo shirt that Rob wears, you know, the, what is it, TYO shirt that you wear, the
Often.
Tokyo shirt, that he bought there, and he had it on at the game, and we sat next to this Japanese lady who didn't speak English, but she greeted us with a nice bow. We did the same, and she was like super nice, and then we would cheer with them, and she was like, oh wait, they're cheering with me, and like she got really excited, and she just had this huge smile on her face. They're just so nice. It's such a fun experience because everybody is just really into the game. You rarely see people who are there like reading a book. Actually, I've never seen that. Everyone is just really into the game. They know all the chants, like everything. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, what strikes me though too is it's like 50-50 men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Like in some places it's more women than men.
Yeah, like
in the stands.
Women by themselves too, which I thought was really interesting. I was like, this is an inordinately large amount of single or women coming to the baseball game by themselves, like all over the place. We were so surprised. It's so great.
They are so nice though. Crazy. I'll tell you what, if you want to make friends in Japan, all you have to do is wear a Dodgers hat or jersey.
Everyone wants to
Everyone
be your
will come
friend.
up to you and ask you if you're from Los Angeles.
Do you know Shohei?
And that's what they'll ask you. Then
we
then
were
they'll
like,
ask you.
we don't actually know him.
Because we were in a grocery store, and I think I had a Japanese baseball shirt on him, but he could obviously tell we're American. And he's like, oh, you're from America. And he said, you know, Shohei is in America.
We're like,
And
we
we're
know.
like, we know. And I said to him, we saw him play one time in Los Angeles, and he was like, oh. He was like, my dream.
It was so cute.
He was like, he was like, do you know him? I was
We're like, we don't.
We're not.
No.
We're not
We just were in the same stadium. Like, do you understand how large it is? It's like Tokyo. He was so great. And then every time we went to the grocery store and he saw us, he was like, and he knew what we were looking for. He's like, oh, I just stocked these. It was so nice. It was super cute.
Yeah. So just wear a shirt that says I'm from Los Angeles. You'll have all kinds of friends. Yeah, Brenda, that'd be amazing if we could get a baseball trip together.
That's right.
Japan's kind of hard to plan in advance, but Ted's going to Manila. That's awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Can you recommend a good Japanese inn in Japan? Do you mean like a Japanese hotel?
You mean like ryokan?
Monica? Let's see.
I think that might be what she means, but maybe not.
I think so. Yeah, Michael says to try sumo wrestling.
That's on the list. We literally just had that conversation this week because we will be there, I believe, during part of one of the big tournaments. So I've already looked into ticketing and such on that. And I'm going to be pretty excited to go. I've wanted to go see real sumo live wrestling in Japan, and these tournaments are supposed to be amazing. So that is on the list.
Apparently, Alexa and I wrestling in the living room wasn't good enough.
Didn't cut it for me.
No.
Oh yeah, she says ryokan. Yeah.
That's tough to spell. It just keeps autocorrecting.
I know the autocorrect takes over. It's annoying.
Yeah, Dragon Mom, recommend one if you have one.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because there is an IHG Hotel Indigo in Japan that has, what is it that it has? It has
the onsen.
Has an onsen, private onsen in your room.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hotel Indigo. Now I forgot the name. But
Ooh, yeah, I can't remember where it is though. Shouldn't be too hard to find though.
There's only 2 or 3 Hotel Indigos in Japan.
In Japan, yeah.
Yeah. Ted says Orange County had a Japanese expo and the Angels were there. Shohei was there as his mother, and we low-key met him. All the kids immediately recognized him and took photos. Oh yeah, see Ted, if you go to Japan and you tell that story, you'll be famous.
You will be the local hero.
You'll be famous.
I do love his dog, Decoy. It's so fun. It's so cute. I loved it when they had him throw out the first pitch in the Dodgers game.
Yeah.
The dog is adorable.
I should explain for people that aren't baseball fans. Shohei is Shohei Ohtani. He's a Japanese baseball player who now plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's by far the most famous person in Japan. Like,
you can't go 2 seconds in Japan without seeing Shohei's face because he's on advertisement for everything. Literally, you cannot go 2 seconds without seeing his face.
Robert says he thought we were going to give sumo a go for ourselves. No, you know what happened, Robert? We were watching, before we went to Japan, we watched the James May videos in Japan.
James May is hilarious. I'm sorry.
And he did the sumo, and that convinced us not to do it.
Convinced who not to do it?
Were you gonna do it? We did a lot of the other things that he did, though. Pretty much everything except for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we our man in Japan. That was the one. Yeah.
Yes.
We watched all of them. We watched the Italy
great.
one. We watched the Japan one. He needs to do a new one on a country. He needs to do like Cambodia. Yeah, we watched that.
Adult diapers.
Right
yes,
now,
he does, Allie. He has several of them. I believe we have seen them all. Yeah, Italy one was really good too.
Monica saw Shohei with the Angels. Yeah, half the crowd was from Japan.
Yep. We saw him when he was with the
Angels
Angels.
too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We drove out there when we went to go see Alexa one time. She came with us. And she couldn't understand why we were like, she was like, why are you guys so excited over this guy? I'm like, he's amazing. Not every day you get to see a really cool player who does something so impressive.
We did start a new show called Alice in Borderland, and it takes place in Tokyo. It's kind of like Squid Games.
But I think it's better than Squid Games, you guys. Alice, like the woman's name, Alice in Borderland. So good. But it is, along the lines of your Squid Game, so there's going to be a little bit of brutality and gore. So if that's not your thing, don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Deborah, I don't know when the Lions will play in Germany. They may, though. They usually get picked for those kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
The overseas games.
Maybe they'll be there next year and it'll all work out like around that Iceland trip. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're only on season 2 for Alice in Borderland, so we just watched a very disturbing one.
If you've seen episode 1 and 2 of season 2, you know what we're talking about. I was like, sir. That's all I'm going to say. That's it.
Yeah, just wear all Dodgers jerseys in Japan.
Yeah, and you'll have all kinds of fans.
Japan to Hong Kong without flying? I don't think that's going to be very easy. You can get from Japan to Korea without flying easily.
Very easy.
But I don't know that you can get... I mean, a cruise ship would be probably the easiest way.
Yeah, if you found a cruise, because they do that, but you'd have to find a very specific cruise that will be going there.
Yeah, exactly. That would be...
But the flights are usually really inexpensive. You can do Japan Airlines, you can do ANA, EVA Air, Singapore. All of those have really great rates going those short distances. The flights are a really good deal, and they're fairly short, so it's not too bad. I mean, I get it. We try to not to do as few flights as we can also, but sometimes there's just no way around it.
Oh, Heather, that show's amazing. Where they send the kids to do the errands. In Japan.
Oh my gosh, I love that show. Actually, Alexa is the one who told me about that show where they send like 5-year-olds to go, or younger than that, I think even. I think like maybe 3-year-olds or so. Yeah, I think you're right. And they send them out to do errands, send them to like the convenience store, give them money, a little basket and everything. They go to the store and buy the stuff. It's absolutely hilarious. I don't remember what it's called. Did you say what it was?
She says what it was called? Old Enough.
Old Enough, yeah. That's great.
And it's like so true when you're there.
So
like,
cute.
When you're there, like we're sitting on the train in Tokyo or Osaka, and like these little 4-year-olds get on the train by themselves. I'm like, what is going on?
They just got their little tags with their cards. They tap and they go in. I'm like, well, I'm just going to follow this kid because he seems to know what he's doing.
Going to school, on the train, 4 years old. They get off. They're walking around. I remember one girl accidentally dropped her, like, candy bar down in the platform. And she went and got the guy that works there. And
yeah, the guard.
He tried to fish it out with her.
He had little clamp thing he was trying to get for her. And she stood by quietly and patiently as he did it. And then when they were done, he was unable to get it for her. And then when they were done, then that was the exchange. And then they just bowed at each other. And then it was over. She didn't throw a fit because she didn't get it back. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, that Old Enough show, it's like real life there. It really is. That's just, it's crazy. Like, you never see anything.
You see stuff and you're like, did I just see that? That's real. That's a real thing.
Diane wants to know, do you encounter any issues with departing ticket counter or incoming immigration office if travel on a one-way ticket to Southeast Asian countries? You don't, but you do have to have your next flight booked to be safe. You don't always need it, but that's the only problem you'd have is like if you're flying from, say, Japan to, say, Vietnam, and then after that, you have to have a flight out of Vietnam to get into Vietnam already booked. So you have to be ahead by one country on your booking if you're doing it one way.
Yeah, usually what it is not necessarily the immigration officers asking, it's usually the airline checking you in. They will not let you go check in for your flight and drop your bag if you haven't completed their, process. We've had them ask us several times, but we already had it, so it wasn't really a problem because we basically only purchase one-way tickets. We very rarely, I don't remember the last time we did a round trip ticket.
Never.
It's been ages.
One time I had to buy one at the airport because we didn't have one. So they were like...
Well, I think we were going to Colombia.
Was that Colombia?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us go from Mexico to Colombia, maybe.
Yeah.
And we had to buy one.
Unless we had a flight out of Colombia. So we had to buy whatever the next ticket was. I forget what we ended up doing. We bought something inexpensive and just called it a day. Yeah. I think that's the only time we got caught without it. We weren't expecting that.
Yeah, we weren't expecting
for Colombia. I was like, we will leave.
Colombia was amazing, though.
Yeah, it's amazing how, strict it really is when you start actually, traveling full time. They want to make sure you have the right visa and, you know, all those types of things. So you got to always make sure you stay on top of that, because it does change a lot. We talk a lot about that also in our course, talking about visas and stuff, because it changes. We don't talk about specific stuff in the course because it changes literally every month practically.
Yeah, it does. And that's why, let's see, is Vietnam the only country that you need an in and out trip? What do you mean by that, in and out trip?
I'm assuming that she means like a flight out, maybe.
No, it's pretty much any country.
Almost everywhere.
Like if you're going from Thailand to Cambodia, before you get on the plane to Cambodia, you need to have your ticket for the next country already booked.
Yeah. When you check in, Monica, they'll ask you for it at the check-in counter.
Yeah, so you need to always have one extra flight booked past the country that you're going to.
Yeah, so I have to get a ticket to say Bangkok in order to get into Vietnam for the Da Nang trip. Just depends on where you're going when you leave, Monica.
Yeah, so like, where are you going when you leave?
Monica Stevens, sorry. They ask questions back to back that they have the same name.
Yeah, so wherever you're going to go when you leave Da Nang or leave Vietnam, that's the ticket you have to have. So for instance, after we leave Vietnam, we're going to Tokyo. So after we leave Da Nang, we're going to Tokyo. So we need to have our Tokyo ticket before we fly to Da Nang.
Bonnie, I'm going to post in the GroupMe group give everybody an update. I was actually going to post some stuff tomorrow in there. I'll post in there when you need to do it. You don't need to do it yet, but I'll post some information for you guys in the GroupMe group. Make sure you go to the community and that you're in the GroupMe group so that you can get all of those messages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, David says same thing for Europe.
Exactly.
How do you handle your financials, local currency when abroad?
Actually, it's super easy. We have a card that isn't our regular bank card. We have a card it's a PayPal card that we use to withdraw money from the ATMs, and that gives us the local currency, and that's usually what we use. It's usually never a problem. We haven't had a problem yet, but that seems to work. That's been working for over 7 years. Yeah, actually more than that, because we've been traveling longer than that.
Getting out cash.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
And then our credit cards are accepted pretty much everywhere. The only place we've had them say you can't use certain cards is Japan.
Metal cars.
They don't take the metal cards in Japan. So your Chase, Sapphire, Reserve.
Yeah, some places actually have a little sign on their card machine that says no metal cards in English.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure you have some cards with you that are not metal. I have 2 that are metal.
In other countries, when you hand them the metal card, they're just like, what is this? And you hand them the card, they always go.
Because they're kind of heavy, honestly.
They're pretty heavy.
I don't know why they do that. Seems silly.
Yeah, it's like, why do we have this super heavy card we're carrying around? It happened twice this week.
Yeah.
Where they were like, is this a real credit card?
Yeah, the only thing, Reggie, about the Charles Schwab, if you're traveling full time and you have a personal mailbox or you're using like a mail service, Charles Schwab you won't be able to get mail from them at that mailbox. So you got to make sure you have an alternative place to do that.
Monica, you need to book that hotel room. We need to get you there. Let's see.
Wow,
Eric sold a house.
So nice.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Yeah, Bonnie is on the Halong Bay trip. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. That's what I was going to mention. There are still 2 spots left on the Halong Bay trip if you're in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart community. There's only going to be a total of 10 of us on that trip. There's 8 of us now. 8 awesome people.
It's gonna be such an awesome trip. I'm
There's
so excited.
2 spots left.
Our guide there is amazing, and he's got some really nice stuff planned for us. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be super fun.
It's the hotel there is amazing. The Halong Bay is amazing.
Everything about it is gonna be great.
I tell you, it's a great feeling when you sell your house. I'll never forget it. It's not a great feeling when you sell your house and then you buy another house the same day. It's a great feeling
stressful
when you sell your house and you're not buying another house. And it's like, okay, I am done with all responsibility. What we did when we sold our last house, we got in a car from Georgia, we drove to Florida, and we went on 2 cruises for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we tried to figure out what to do. Like, we went on the first cruise and we were like, well, what do you want to do after the cruise? We were like, oh, we don't know. And then we booked something while we were on the cruise for when we got off the cruise because we didn't know what we were going to do next.
Let's see. John says, what country do you recommend for dental work?
I would highly recommend, actually, I've had dental work in Thailand and in Vietnam. I would recommend both of them. I would lean more towards Thailand personally because there's a ton more choices. But those have been our 2 personal experiences. I've heard Turkey is really good if you need some very intense dental work. But if you need some lighter type dental work like I've had, then Vietnam and Thailand are great. But you can get some, I mean, if you've seen 30 and a Wake Up, he did a whole video of some dental work. He spent like $20,000, but he was getting like veneers and all kinds of, he had some very serious work done. And he got an incredible deal. 20,000 sounds like a lot, but what he had done would have cost more than double that. It's 30 and a Wake Up, Kevin, and he did a video about it on his channel. Go check that out because it was quite thorough and it was really good, and he kind of shared his entire experience.
Yeah, Heather and Bonnie are gonna be in what's that? I keep forgetting the name of the place. It's Halong Bay. I don't know why that.
You're getting all the places mixed up now.
That doesn't come
He doesn't
to me,
know where he's going anymore.
You guys, we are so excited for Halong Bay because we were there last year and it was amazing. And it's going to be amazing. I'm just excited. I'm excited to meet you all. And that's going to be a nice small trip. So it's going to be amazing. We had so much fun on the last group cruise.
Yeah.
That we have scheduled a lot more. So
yeah, we met some great people, and that's one of the cool things I think about the community is that it's people who feel like they've found like a community and a home. You know, people who think like us that are like a lot of you guys too here are like, you know, we want to do this, and then everybody kind of looks at you like, you want to do what? You don't want to have a house and you just want to go from place to place? That doesn't make any sense. But we have this community of people who think the way that, you know, that way, or at least in some part of it. And it just feels really nice that you don't have to explain so much, you know, well, what we do is, and you don't get all the, you know, weird looks and stuff. It is really nice to have kind of that community.
Yeah. Yeah, Bonnie and Heather, Hanoi is where you'll fly in for the Halong trip.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not too far.
Yeah, that's the airport.
And again, in the group, I'll give some info on some possibilities for getting a driver, because let me tell you right now, if you want to feel like a movie star, you fly into an airport in Vietnam, especially Saigon and Hanoi. You walk out and you think to yourself, is a movie star behind me? Am I the movie star? Because why are all of these people here? I think the only other place I saw a lot of people, and Bali is like that too, when you arrive, it's kind of overwhelming. There's so many drivers picking people up. You're just like, ah. But Hanoi and Saigon were just like, what is going on? It was really funny.
Yeah, the most people I've ever seen in an airport is in Saigon. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I mean, people had like chairs and stuff that they had brought with them. I was like, are they waiting for a flight? Or like, what we could not figure out why there were so many people. I mean, like masses. Like it looked like they were waiting for Taylor Swift or something, you know, like something massive like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Sheila, we don't have the Wyndham card, unfortunately. Would have got a 10% discount. We're only trying out the redemption.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing 1 week.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, we got a good deal on the points.
We did.
We bought the points, got a good deal on those, and then the redemption was so good that we were like, we might as well do it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll fall in love with it and want to get the card eventually.
Yeah. The PayPal card, the other great thing about it is that it often works overseas when your bank card won't. For some reason, there'll be times when you're just using your debit card, your bank card, or even credit cards. We've tried like 8 different credit cards on some overseas websites, especially in Japan. None of them will work, and we're like, we can't get this.
Mm-hmm.
Then you try the PayPal card, and it just works. So it's different somehow. It's really handy.
Yeah, especially, you know, where it really comes in handy in Japan was a big one. And then in like food delivery apps, like here for Grab and Food Panda, that's the only card that those 2 apps will accept.
Yeah.
For me.
Let's see. Rob, great name. Looking forward to going on the Africa trip with you both. Yeah, we finally figured out the Iceland Norway cruise. That's been put out there today. So now we're gonna move on to Safari, trying to plan that out.
Yeah, we're trying to get that all sorted still.
It's a little bit harder to come up with, but we want to make sure we get the right one.
Yeah.
So
did we share all the places? We're good before we sign off?
Did we share all the places we're going? Yeah, I think we did.
I think so.
We're traveling a lot slower this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically Japan, Vietnam, Cambodia, Bali, and Thailand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Less places. We were trying to sleep in less beds, but somehow we ended up in a lot of beds this month.
6 beds this month.
You know what happened is we were trying to use up some free night certificates that were expiring, and yeah, I think for 2 places that we stayed in was free night certificates and points that were just sitting there, and we thought, oh, this place looks really cool, let's try it out. So then we'd cash in the points for that. So we do have videos coming up for those, but they're going to be on Travel Asia with Allie.
Yeah, David, you don't have to wait for the IHG card to come to buy the points, because you don't get extra points for using an IHG card to buy IHG points, because it doesn't code as IHG. So you could use your like Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve or something, and it'd probably do just as well to buy the points with that. In fact, sometimes we buy our IHG points with our Hyatt card just because we want to. Oh, you want to pay the sub down? Yeah, well that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Ooh, Deborah's sad. I am too. Maybe that's what we'll do at the end of the year. We'll see.
Yeah.
To go to the Middle East.
Or definitely if we plan the Africa thing, we'll be.
Yeah, we'll head that way.
Close.
As we make our way over. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the last time we were in the Middle East was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Dubai.
Yeah. We went to Fujairah, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Oman. Of course, we went to Jordan. Yeah. We were in it was nice. It was actually
Egypt.
really fun. Egypt, that's Africa, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was our first time in Africa, actually.
The cruise.
Dragon Mom, yes. Some of the Japanese websites can just be really, really, really fussy. I mean, we ended up, when we did actually both Universal Studios Japan and Disneyland and Disney Sea, we ended up buying our tickets on Klook because we tried on the website as much as we could. It didn't matter what card we used, what we put in, it just didn't seem to work. So I was like, forget it. And it was the same price on Klook, so we just ended up doing that.
Yeah, Ted and Brenna Girl were asking about Discord. We don't have any plans right now to do a Discord because we have so many areas going where we're doing things that it feels like it would just be one more place. Because what we have started with within the community is we did start a group me. And so what's kind of cool about that is what we're hoping it will evolve into eventually is right now there's group me's like so there's a group me for the Bali girls trip, there's a group me group for the Da Nang trip. But what we hope that will evolve into is like say 10 of you are going to be on a cruise together and we're not even going to be on that cruise, you can start a group me for that and you can all be a part of it too. So we want it to be a place where everything can kind of be happening together. So
yeah, someplace easy to connect.
That's what we're working on. Yeah, it is very. Sometimes it feels very scattered, like all the places. Because like today, I went to answer. I tried to answer all the comments from the members on YouTube, and I logged in right before this. And I realized I hadn't been on there in 2 days. And I was like, oh, I haven't answered these in 2 days. And so I felt bad about that. But that was just kind of one of the things is there's a lot of places that we look and I forget.
Rita has a question. If you have to notify the card to get your points transferred to the hotel information. I'm not sure what you mean.
You shouldn't have to notify them of anything when you're booking a hotel. It should just be automatic.
Travel strategist, I would stick with the newer the ship, the better your experience is going to be with Princess. That has been our experience. And as a matter of fact, we have a video going live on
live.
Grounded. No, is that 2?
Is it at 2?
Yeah,
oh.
I think so.
In
yeah,
an
it
hour.
is. So in an hour, a little under an hour, Grounded Life Cruises, we did an apology video for Princess. So that's going to go live, and you'll see why we had to apologize to them.
Monica, you can do either app or website, but we always do the app. Yeah, my computer's dying.
Your computer's dying. I couldn't figure out why, because it's
in.
plugged in. That's what I was looking at. I was like, it's plugged in there.
It's plugged in.
I don't know why it's not charging.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all good.
It's weird. So yeah, we will be next week in a new location in Thailand. We will be able to do a live again, right?
That's right. Yes. We'll be transiting. Next couple of places we'll be there for longer times.
Exactly. So if you're in the retirement travel Jumpstart community, go check out the post. I put the post in about the group cruise for Iceland and Norway, summer of 2026. Check that out. There are still 2 spots for Ha Long Bay. That's going to be amazing. There's still spots on the Bali girls trip. The Hong Kong trip is just open. We can as many people as can fit in the hotel. So there's obviously spots for that. And then there are definitely spots for Da Nang too. So
yeah. All right. So the few questions, I'm gonna start answering them in backwards order. Monica Stevens, places that you suggest, and we suggest in Bangkok. If you stay at an IHG hotel, you're gonna be fine. So those are pretty much all in areas that are not going to be a problem for you as a solo traveler, female traveler.
2 good ones are the Central Pier Holiday Inn Express. If you want to spend a little more, the Intercontinental Bangkok.
Yeah, and there's a Holiday Inn Express also right next to the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
But we haven't stayed at that one,
No.
so I can't tell you if it's great or not. Scripty Monica, where do you stay when you're in Japan? So like, where do we prefer to stay put? Tokyo, Osaka, and Kanazawa. Reggie, We have slow traveled actually already through Mexico and Central America. You have jumped in during our Asia stint. So I think everybody thinks we only go to Asia. We've been to over 60 countries, and we spent quite a bit of time in Central America, South America. It's great. And there's tons of things to do for people. Let's see. Oh, Howard wants to know about, are you happy with your Bitcoin position?
Yeah. Let's see. David's talking about the World Cup.
Got off track.
There will be a meetup in Los Angeles 2028 for the Olympics. I can tell you
For
that
sure.
right now.
Well, we already told our daughter she can't leave LA until after the Olympics.
So that is a...
Because we don't want to have to get a hotel there.
Yeah. That's a 3 years from now meetup.
We're not going to use up all our points on that.
We are definitely planning on being in LA for the Olympics.
Monica, we usually book IHG through the app.
Yeah. So...
I think that's it. Is
yeah.
that it? Did we get everybody? I think so.
It is getting late here, so we are going to head to bed.
It's time for bed.
But we will see you next week. We really do look forward to hanging out with you guys every week. It's awesome. You guys are an incredible community, and you lift our spirits every week. Feels like we get to hang out with friends late at night.
Yeah.
So it is awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
Alexa is still here.
Alexa's still hanging around. Oh,
She
good.
says, I am posted up for Rob's free LA Olympic Rosé. I didn't know you were still in the chat, Alexa, so...
She was quietly hanging out. She was probably getting her steps in, is what she usually does.
I hope it's okay we come to your house. We just announce it to the world. But yeah, we'll buy the tickets. You provide the housing.
That's right.
Oh, and we want to go to the swimming. It's going to be at SoFi.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be incredible. But, okay, that's it.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, we will see you all next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night, day, morning, whatever it is for you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.